Hello, my fellow dweebs, and welcome back to my Arcane reaction series, aka the show that has stolen my entire attention span. Literally, the show is all I think about. I'm actually kind of worried once I finish the series because I know myself and I know that I will go on an internet deep dive and not emerge for at least 48 to 72 hours, and it's just gonna be so unhealthy, and I can't wait. But for now, we are on season 1, episode 7. This episode is called The Boy Savior, and let's get watching.
I declare war on anybody standing in the way of what I dream for. Ground kings that don't need more.
This
I'm kicking down your door. If I wonder why you got a pocket full of green for, it's all about the get back.
Another song to add to my Spotify Arcane playlist. We're back. Oh my god.
I knew it was a mistake trusting you.
You've been a real picnic yourself.
I'm not the one who walked us into not one, but two of Silco's traps.
So
What's going
cool
on?
that
Hey, stop!
We're
Get
seeing
your
it from
hands
their
off me!
perspective.
Leave her alone! Let me go! You shy or just ugly?
Leave it to Vi. Come on. There's our boy. I'm so stoked on this, you guys. I'm so jazzed right now. I love this show.
What do you know about this?
Oh, the innocence is just like gone from his
Nothing.
eyes.
People change.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Are you working for Silco?
Fuck you.
What?
I didn't know if I could trust you.
So you just come out swinging?
Gee, I wonder who I learned that from.
Wow, you should have learned more. You still punch like a little boy.
And you still block with your face.
I missed you, little man.
How long have you had those off?
She got out of that like it
You've
was
been
nothing.
whining.
Not gonna cry yet. We are like 3 minutes in.
We have the capacity to change our nature. And this is Shimmer? A variant. It should provide everything one needs to survive a violent transition.
Will it work on plants?
I must warn you. If you take this path, they will
Purple
despise
reflecting
you.
in his eyes. Oh! What is going on here? Going back to his hammer making days. Dang, everyone in this show is jacked.
Whoever built it knows exactly what they're doing. This and Shimmer. It's hard to believe what they're capable of.
Is that what's really bothering you?
He was my mentor, Mel.
No.
And I betrayed him.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Victor. But also,
Heimerdinger will understand eventually. It's your time now, Jace. No more red tape. You can bring Hextech to the masses just like you've always dreamed. We'll get through this. I'll store the council, but they'll soon need their leader. In the meantime, try not to lose your nuts.
Sir,
What?
I got more in common with cave lice than Jinx. But let's just say I didn't always see eye to eye with my old man. She'll come to you when she's ready.
no! Go back to Vi. Oh, that's right, her leg got it.
Why would I remember her name? Oh, she's just some stupid topsider.
The mirror is broken right by her eye, kind of like Silco.
Caitlin.
No, Jinx.
Is that a real tree?
Pretty cool, huh? Everyone here was an addict or a victim. They needed somewhere safe to start again. Powder's gone, Vi. All that's left is Jinx, and she belongs to
You're
Silco.
wrong. She's still in there. I can reach her.
You can't.
No.
This is everyone we've lost.
Your sister works for him not because she has to, but because she wants to. I'm sorry, but that's who she is now.
I order a blockade and my own partner violates it. You ordered this?
You didn't say they were from the Undercity.
What difference does that make?
They're dangerous.
I'm from the Undercity. You're right.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. I've had a lot on my plate. We'll keep at it.
Oh, this is gonna get ugly, you guys.
He's losing control. If we stand together,
we aren't due for an assembly. The border issue is temporary. Jinx will deal with it.
rumor is you dogs are for leash.
Wow.
Have you forgotten where we came from? The mines they had us in? We came from a world where there was never enough to go round.
Woo!
Don't forget again.
Leave it to Silco to prove a point.
Good meeting.
Lance are dead. Damn!
I've had word from our friends overseas. This threat from the Undercity is drawing attention. Piltover looks vulnerable.
It's too soon. Jace isn't ready.
God, I go back and forth whether their relationship is genuine or whether she's like molding him. I mean, I know two things can be true at once, but... Get Bay out of there!
Let her go. I brought her here. It's me you want.
My hero.
You're... But I thought they were hurting you.
Guess what? They're not all dead.
I can explain.
Don't move, silly. I might hurt you.
Her voice actress is so great. I love her little squeaks.
She and the Enforcer are back for the crystal. Not for you.
Get out of here!
I am your family. Everyone else betrays us. I need you. Now more than ever.
Those moments where you see little baby Powder coming out, ugh, it just breaks me.
Your people hunt us. Like animals. Silco pays them to do it.
You're wrong.
Say that one more time.
Ooh.
Echo.
We could beat Silco with this.
That won't solve things.
We've heard that before from Vander.
It's wrong what's been done to you. You'd be well within your rights to keep it. I couldn't blame you. This city needs healing. More than I ever realized. Please, let me help you. I have a friend on the council. Let me take the gemstone to him. You'll listen to me. Your people wouldn't have to hide anymore.
You have a friend on the council who is being heavily influenced.
We should prepare our own countermeasures.
You want us to build weapons? Absolutely not. That is not why we invented Hextech. We would shatter any attempt at peace. Heimerdinger would never go for this.
Heimerdinger's inaction is what brought us here. You said so yourself. If we're lucky, we'll never need to use it. The decision is yours.
That decision has layers.
We may not have a choice.
Stressing me out. Yeah, get away from that.
There is always a choice.
Show! I love how every line has a double meaning.
We call them firelights. Never seen so many, though.
Is that gonna be a problem?
I'm worried I have to do something I never thought I would.
Is that a drawing of his dad? He made when he was younger? know, you guys. I don't think you're getting Caitlin back over that bridge.
I can't leave her again.
You can't change her.
I have to try.
Don't get yourself killed.
No promises.
Don't say that!
It's been real, Cupcake. Thanks for everything.
I love them together. Please don't leave.
She wouldn't do that. Not again.
Halt! What the hell is this?
Sir, I have proof. Silco's behind everything.
Oh, that's not gonna do you much good with him.
Liar.
No way! Oh, breathing? Was he just breathing?
Oh, my daughter.
Oh, speaking of choices! If she kills Echo, I'm gonna lose it.
Go!
No. I was not ready to have my heart broken again today. That's not me though. I really should have known better.
Oh, look who it is. The boy savior.
In this gothic underground city, we all sit. If I bring a couple rounds with me, tongue is not a real phobia. I'm being alive. Present at every occasion, that's if I defeated the god. Switch up the mind. Nothing but champions coming up, rolling up one of those squad.
The show is simultaneously the best and worst thing to ever happen to me. Let me just collect myself. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm gonna take to scrolling through the episode again because with the way these episodes f me up, it's the only way I can gather my thoughts. So let's just start at the beginning. And I'm so sorry if this review ends up being just a dumpster fire of my thoughts instead of something more articulate. What is the word I'm looking for? Instead of something good. That's just where my head is at right now, so we're gonna go with it. The scene where Vi and Kate both have the bags over their heads and we're seeing things from their perspective, I thought was super cool. I liked the artistic choice with that particular moment. I also was so equal parts excited to see Echo, but so sad to see, you could just see it in his eyes, that he had just completely lost the innocence that he had as a kid. And I mean, they all have, and how do you not when you go through what these characters have been through? But just not having seen him since he was funny, and the way his body moved when he was a kid, it invoked this sort of lightness even in a place as dark as the lanes. And you contrast that with seeing what life has forced him to become. Yeah, it just made me sad. I loved the parallel though of Vi holding him and him crying into her in the same way that he did as a kid. It shows that even with this tough exterior that he's built, to have that moment of comfort from someone he knew like Vi, it seemed so invaluable to him. Oh God. And then you have our sweet baby boy, Victor, going to this guy for Shimmer, which is what I had sort of gathered and was worried was going on last week. Watching Victor become victim to this illness has been one of the hardest things on the show to watch. If you go back and compare his character to, say, episode 2 or 3, again, just like Echo, he had this lightness to him. He joked around with Jace. I actually have gone back and watched previous episodes before watching this one, and I caught that moment, the second watch through during episode 3, where he jokes about, "This isn't my bedroom," and that man is gone. And with the routes he's taking now to try and survive, I'm so worried that we're never gonna have that sweet, lovable Victor again. And that's not saying that I judge the choices he's making, because I think so much of it is out of desperation for himself, but also just desperation towards his cause. The two are so intertwined, and I think the two of those things combined is what's making it so hard for him to let go. I feel like I overused the word heartbreaking while reviewing these episodes of Arcane, but I don't know a better way to say it. It really does just break your heart. Let's talk Jace and Medarda, because I keep flip-flopping back and forth with them. I cannot decide whether Medarda has genuine feelings for Jace or if she is molding him into who she needs him to be in order for her to get a leg up so she can make herself or her family or whoever proud with what she does in Piltover. And I'm obviously aware the two things can be true at once. Like, maybe she does have feelings for him. She obviously has a physical attraction towards him, but it feels like Jace is the one being more vulnerable with her, and I feel like all she ever wants to talk about is politics. And I don't love that this decision about a counter weapon is now coming down to Jace. And regardless of Medarda's conscious intentions, Jace is so caught up in the political game at this point. I worry that he's just gotten lost in it. I know he still cares for Victor, and seeing them fight on the bridge broke my heart. But I just think that Jace is being pulled in so many different directions right now that he's just trying to keep his head above water, and I think it's making him lose sight of the reason he started this in the first place. Oh God, I'm not ready to talk about Jinx yet. Moving on. Oh, the mural that they made to honor everybody who had died. It was such a beautiful and also tragic moment seeing Powder's face up there, because it shows that Echo really understands what I think we as an audience have come to understand. Powder did die that day. The person that she became, she was never the same. And seeing her face up on that wall is just a manifestation of what we already kind of knew. Also, I'm looking at it right now and I can see the pink-haired girl that I thought was Vi in episode 4, and you know what? I'm not apologizing for that, because that was was confusing. The scene where Silco goes up in the elevator and interrupts this private meeting. It was interesting to me to see that people that are even on Silco's side are not happy with the way things are going. I think at this point, Silco is fighting a losing battle. It's just a matter of how many more people he manages to hurt on his decline. And you guys know I have to talk about Vi and Caitlin because I love them so much. In the midst of all this turmoil in this episode, there were some seriously cute moments between them. However, I think my favorite one was when Vi and Echo were standing by the tree and she was speaking in ways that Vander used to speak, about hope and healing, while still recognizing and acknowledging the pain that Echo had been through, which I think is key. I liked Caitlin's character up until this point. There were a lot of really redeeming, cool, kind qualities about her, but that moment right there, she might be tied with Vi for me now for favorite character. Now, I guess we need to talk about the end of the episode. Hi friends, Editing Alicia jumping on here to add a little addition, a little update to what I'm about to say in this section of the review. After watching the episode a second time and interpreting the ending about 1,000 different ways, my thoughts have changed. But I still want to keep my initial review and my initial thoughts in, just because that's my raw, honest reaction to the content I had just watched in that moment. First things first, we never see Echo after the explosion. It was one hell of an explosion, and I would be shocked if he did survive. However, I know one of the golden rules of television is that if you don't watch a character die on screen, there's still hope. And sometimes you watch a character die on screen and then they still come back. Here's looking at you, Jon Snow. So, I don't know. I don't want to be naive and hold out hope that he could still be alive, but maybe there's a chance. When it comes to Jinx, I still feel fairly confident that she died in the explosion. It certainly looked that way from the frame that we saw of her afterwards. But I said a couple times during my initial review that I felt like I hadn't processed what I watched, or the full emotional gravity of it hadn't sunk in yet. And I think that's because we didn't get any sort of final scene between Jinx and Vi, unless you're counting the end of episode 6? Yeah, it was the last episode before this. But to me, as devastating as it was to watch Jinx and Echo fight, this show is about Jinx and Vi. I mean, it's about a multitude of different things, but they've been at the center of it ever since the very beginning, and it feels unresolved to me to have her die without that final interaction. So I'm wondering if maybe at the start of episode 8, Vi is gonna go over to her and they're gonna have some sort of final interaction. Like maybe she is dying, but she's not dead yet. I think that's why this episode didn't hit me quite as hard, because I'm having a hard time believing that's really the end. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense? We'll see. And I just wanted to let you guys know where my head is at now as we go into watching episode 8 next week. But now back to past Alicia. Here's the thing. I kind of knew and had sensed it that for both Jinx and Marcus, there was no happy ending. Marcus was so deep in corruption and working with Silco and all of that blood money that, to me, his character was either going to die or spend the rest of his life behind bars. And it was kind of that way with Jinx too. Even though I anyway, loved her because I saw who she was as Powder, it was just like Echo said, she's not that person anymore. Like I said last week, she's gotten to the point where she kills with no remorse. And her fate to me was the same as Marcus's, even though my heart breaks for her as a character, and for Vi, and for Echo, who had to spend the last moments of his life fighting one of his good childhood friends. And the way that was conveyed in this episode through the animation style and flashback sequence was stunning. Every week, it gets better. I say it every week because it's true every week. But yeah, that scene was incredibly hard to watch, and I don't think I've even fully processed it emotionally. I actually think this might be one that hits me harder during a second watch through, because similar to all these other episodes, there just is so much happening and there's so much to take in. There were even some moments during this fight that someone got shot and I was like, wait, is that Kate? Is that Echo? Like, who's still alive and who's dying? And it was such a whirlwind that I don't think that I've even fully processed what we just watched. This is an episode that I want to hear your thoughts on. When you first watched the episode yourself, what were some reactions that you had? I'd love to hear about your personal experience with this episode. Oh my gosh, there was one more thing, possibly like the second biggest moment in this episode, or equally as big of a moment, just I think I kind of forgot about it because I'm getting all clamped because of what happened with Jinx and Echo at the end. But did Victor merge with the Arcane? I am so curious. The Victor that we're going to be introduced to in episode 8. Yeah, I can't believe I forgot to talk about that actually. That was huge. Oh yes, and Heimerdinger. Not sure what he's doing yet, but if there is any hope for saving Victor at this point, and I don't even know what I mean when I say saving, I don't know that that's the right word, but if there's any chance that someone can help with how messy things have gotten in this political, technological landscape at this point, I'm hoping it's Heimerdinger. We'll see. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and subscribe to my channel for new reactions every week. And if you would like access to full-length reactions, early release to my videos, and a whole bunch of other fun stuff, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/AliciaDweeb. And I will see you dweebs later.